Now, it all comes down to the right person online at the right time who sees your item and purchases it. Hey, it's Don. Today let's hit on pricing. Pricing your items. I can give you prices on items till I'm blue in the face, but what it always comes down to is the right person online at the right time. It doesn't matter what you put on it. If the right person isn't online, isn't looking at your item, isn't seeing it, it's not going to matter because they'll never buy it if they can't see it. Many times this can work in your behalf, in your favor though. Many times people will price things just at what everybody else has priced them. So if you go and look for the same item that you're selling on eBay or on Terapeak and you see 3 or 4 of them that sold in the $10 range, what most people do out there is just price theirs at the same price they see the other ones selling for. If there's just a couple of something online, I never go by what the prices were for the ones that sold if they're all in the same price range. I've talked about this many times before. You've got to build in a perceived value. You've got to look at what their title was. How good was their photo? What information did they have tied to the listing? A simple keyword change can change a $10 item into a $40 item very, very easily. But again, it's going to always come down to who is online at any given time and who is actually seeing your items. If something is one of a kind, there's only one of them on the globe, but the one person that may want it doesn't see your item, it doesn't matter what you put on it. The price is irrelevant. The only prices that I usually stick to are like routine sales, like a specific comic book. A comic book is a good example of something that sells all the time. The same issue of the same comic book of most comics sells constantly and routinely, and there's enough information out there, not just from eBay, but from multiple other sites, to determine a set price for most any comic book in any condition that they would show up in. There's already a guide for that. Stamps, coins, sports cards are another one. Autographs, to some extent, are another one. Clothing, all clothing, households, most DVDs and things like that. There are set standards for most things that you sell. But if you sell vintage, unique, and rare items that just don't show up all the time, you can somewhat set your own prices for your items. And as I said, it does matter who's online at any given time, but whether you price it for $10 or $40, if someone really wants it, chances are they would take the same item at $10 or $40 most of the time. Another factor you've got to play in when you're pricing your items is most people who are buying some casual item, unless it's some standard, again, like a t-shirt that everybody knows that's in every store in the country, they're not going to look up the prices on Terapeak or sold listings on eBay. Collectors may, but again, if it's a rare or scarce item, they're not going to have a set price for those items. And again, back to the pricing structure itself. A couple sales do not make a set pattern for an item. If you're looking on Terapeak on eBay, that's for an entire year. If only 2 or 3 of something sold and they sold for $10, they could have sold in 1 month and there may have been no other one up on eBay for 11 months out of the year. If you've got the only one up at any given time of some item, you can garner a better price for it. Don't just settle with what it states the last couple sold on eBay. You've got to use all the information that eBay gives you or any other platform to determine what your possibilities are for those items. Many times that $10 item everybody else was selling, I get $30 for very easily. If you only ask $10 for something, that's all you're always going to get for that item. Same thing goes for some $100 items. Some people sell certain items for $100. I may be able to get $200 or $300 for the same item. Again, depending on keyword, depending on photo, depending on who is specifically online at any given time. One thing with my policy, how we price things, I always leave room so I can play with the price. I can run a sale and still do a small markdown on top of that and still come out ahead over somebody else selling the very same item as me. You've got to be careful when you're pricing it and not assume that it's only worth $10 because you saw a couple of something sell on eBay. Most items have an intrinsic value that may not be based on that $10 price that you may see something selling on eBay or wherever you're seeing it sell for. Now, one thing to always keep in mind too is to be flexible when you're pricing so you have some playroom in there. You've got to be flexible when you price. So if somebody sends me a decent offer, I consider every one of those that comes in. Many times I will take that offer because it's only a few dollars discrepancy from what I would hope to get versus what the bottom end of my item will be. Again, I always have playroom in my pricing structure. It allows me to do things such as send offers to watchers all the time. A majority of the items that we sell these days are based on best offer, whether it's one coming in or one that we've sent out to a watcher. Those best offers give us the majority of our sales. That's why we can fluctuate. That's why we're not worried about the past history on a couple of items that may have sold that are similar to ours. We've been doing this for a very long time. We've sold thousands and thousands of items on eBay, so I can base my actual price structure on the items that we have personally sold because we sell in the same categories over and over again. They're very lucrative. We love small items. We love easy to ship items, easy to list, easy to sell. If it's easy, that's the ones that we hammer out first. Those are the first listings we always get up. Anything that's more complicated, they may sit on the sidelines for a little while before we list them. We're looking for the quick sale, the easier sale, most all of the time also. Now, we do mix in long tail items. With the pricing structure that we have, we don't mind waiting because of quantity that we have. We have a vast quantity just in the store that we share with everyone. We have almost 30,000 items as of right now. So we can afford to wait. We can afford to hold on for a little higher price. And as well, we're very flexible. So if someone's bidding or buying or making offers on multiple items, we consider those as well. We will give a bigger discount for someone buying many different items at the very same time. It's just the way we do it. It works well for us. The old days of listing it at a set price and hoping it sells have pretty much flying out the door in certain items. Now, some items you just set the price, you leave it, and you're done and they sell right away. It just depends on what you're selling. We don't sell the hottest items. We don't care to go out there and fight for the hottest items. The hottest items have the most competitors, and sometimes it leads to a race to the bottom, which we aren't willing to do. I would rather price our items 3 times what other folks do and wait and get a little more out of them because it means we're getting more money for less work. I'm not shipping as many items, but yet I'm still making more money than other folks who may be selling the same items. But one last time, it will come down to who's online at any given time. So that is as well why we always allow best offers, counter offers, and the whole works. If you're locked firm on your prices, you are going to be losing some opportunity to sell items. Sometimes it's only a couple dollar difference between what you want and what a buyer may offer you on the item. And if you're not accepting any best offers, not sending out offers to watchers, you may not have that ability. So your sales could be limited for that specific reason right there. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
You must not fail, Zero M. This mission is critical. This is a most unusual weapon. It is specially designed for counter-espionage, for Agent Zero M. It's called the Zero M Sonic Blaster. This is why. It fires fires a massive blast of compressed air, and this tremendous roar is the actual sound. For training purposes, this special delayed action target comes with it. Get Mattel's powerful Zero-M Sonic Blaster wherever toys are sold. Remember the password, Zero-M.